But first, I want to return to Anzac Day and the wonderful work that Returned Services League, the RSL, does for the welfare of the veteran community, but also the important place it occupies in the broader Australian community. Joining me now to discuss, National President, Mr. Melick. Well, Greg, thank you for your time. Great to have you on the show on Anzac Day night. You've got to be happy with the crowds right across the country that came out and stood with veterans to commemorate today.
Yes, Peter, we're very happy, and particularly happy about the number of young people that continue to come out and commemorate Anzac Day.
How do you keep the RSL relevant to young people? That's got to be a challenge.
We're getting there. We've got to the stage now where 4 of our states' boards are current veterans. We have this problem after every conflict. The World War II veterans found it hard to accept the Vietnam veterans, some of who then found it hard to accept the current veterans. But that hasn't dissuaded us from doing the work we do. Last year we provided over 700,000 hours of welfare and advocacy services for veterans, free of charge. And that's one of our principal roles, to look after veterans and their families.
What did you make of that decision by the government to allow public servants to take another day off instead of Anzac Day? I mean, do you see this as sort of the first chip in the edifice of the dignity of Anzac Day?
First, you've got to remember that some public servants will have to work on Anzac Day and therefore will have days off in lieu. But to allow public servants to swap the Anzac Day holiday, I think is disrespectful. My view has always been that when there's a public holiday, you either take it or you lose it.
Well, I share that with you. I mean, I would love to be at home commemorating Anzac Day with everybody else, but my job's to be here. There are public servants whose job it is to be there and serve on Anzac Day, but I think Australians would be behind you in this. Obviously, I'm aware that you're on the Council of the War Memorial. A lot of my viewers are really interested in what's happening there in Canberra with the development. What's the latest? What can you tell us?
Well, we had our first Anzac Day service today on the new parade ground. The development committee and the development manager, Wayne Hitchens, have been doing a fantastic job. We're meeting all the deadlines. Of course, there have been budget blowouts like every project in Australia because of COVID and supply chain blockages. Next year, the Stone of Remembrance will be back on the parade ground and the service will be back to usual. And it's then just a question of finishing the work, which will in fact double the size of the viewing areas and commemorative areas available to the general public.
I'm never amazed by the number of people who have never been there. They go to Canberra, they see the War Memorial. I think it's probably I think it is Australia's #1 tourist attraction. It's got huge visitations, but they come away from it and they become absolute ambassadors for the memorial, and they want everybody they know and love to get up there and see it if they haven't seen it. That's the beauty of this very solemn place, isn't it?
Yes, and look, we bring international guests out and international visitors come and visit the War Memorial and they can't believe it. It's probably the greatest institution of its type in the world. Perhaps the memorial in the United States at Kansas might come close. We have over 1 million visitors a year, and even during the construction phase, we're having significant numbers. The only unfortunate thing is we have to have ticketed entry because we can't take as many people as we normally would. Once the development's completed, hopefully that will go.
Well, Melick, thank you for your time on Anzac Day, and thank you for your service as well.